It didn't. We're live. Hello, my loves, and welcome to the Carter Love Talk Show. This episode is called Business Starts Within. We are here with Kendra, and I'm so excited to learn from her today. Make sure before we dive in that you like, subscribe, and hit that little bell so you'll be notified every time we post a video here on the Carter Love Network. Before we dive even deeper, would you like to tell us how you show up in the community?
Yes. Hi everyone. Thank you so much for having me on. I have a company called Rise to Glow, and we're actually working to be a seven-figure marketing agency so that we can help small business owners get their businesses out there, build that brand awareness, and help them to, just get their business out there in the best way. I think it's really important for small business owners to dive into marketing and really, just really get their brands out there. So yeah, that's how I'm showing up. Yeah.
I love that. I love that so much. And you know what was so cool? When I was reading your intake form, I was like, this is something that hit me a while back, and I haven't figured out the best way to talk about it. And so it's cool that we're talking about how business starts within, because I feel like it's a powerful message that sometimes we miss going into business as small business owners. We just think about our why and we're just like, we got to get it, we got to get it, but we forget about the us of it. So I love that we're going to get a chance to talk about that today. So what does it mean to you to be a business doula?
So funny story with that. I took a year off of my business because I was going to be a mom to a second child, and I really wanted to focus on that. So when I came back from taking the year off, I was trying to figure out how I could market myself a little better and like really build a brand, because I knew I didn't want to like focus too much on the actual services that I was offering, but more so on the community and
Yes.
just putting my focus on them. So I was like, how can I brand this? And with both of my children, I had a doula. And
Yeah.
when I thought about it, I was like, okay, so really, what does a birth doula do? They support new families, they support moms, and just help them, get them educated on birth and all of the things. And I was like, you know what, I kind of do that for business owners.
Yeah.
Educate them, I support them in their new ventures, new launches, and all of that. So I was like, you know what, I'm gonna be the business doula. And
Yeah.
one of my mottos is that it takes a village to raise a business. Just as it takes a village to raise a child, it takes a village to raise a business. So it just kind of goes hand in hand. And originally, I was planning business baby showers. So it just all came together, and I was like, yeah, this is perfect. This is gonna be, yeah. So that's where it came from, and it just means so much to me because I love like even before I had my own business, I was like all for small business owners,
Yes.
like coffee shops, clothing brands, whatever you name it. I'm like, are you a small business owner? Take my money, please.
Yes. I love it. That's why I gravitated towards you. One, your Instagram. Oh, I forgot to talk about how we met. But your Instagram. So y'all know me. I do a lot of networking online. I meet a lot of people through mutuals or just different stuff on Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn. And that's how I met Kendra. I have, y'all know me and on my Instagrams. So I have a event Instagram, and on my Deshae Carter events Instagram, I came across her Instagram, and it says that she's a business doula. And I was like, oh, that's interesting. What is that? So I'm like scrolling through, and I'm like, she does the things I do. I'm excited. And it's awesome. Like, but yours is, like you said, specific, more towards marketing, but also community, which is awesome. And that's what I want is to do the community portion of things as well. But it was just so cool to see it, and I was like, oh, I just, the name was so clever, and I was like, oh,
Yeah.
I was like, I gotta get her on the show. I think I asked you last year, huh? I wanted you on the show
Mhm.
last year. Yeah, I was like, we gotta link up somehow, whether it's
Yeah.
on the show, in person, I don't know, but we
Yeah.
need to connect.
I love it. I love it.
Yes, yes. So how does faith influence your approach to business?
Well, Rise to Glow is nothing but a faith journey. Like it is nothing but a faith project in itself because the name alone, Rise to Glow, came from Matthew 5. And I want to make sure I quoted it right, but Matthew 5:14 through 16. And I don't know, can I read it?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay. So it says, "You are the light of the world. A city set on a hill cannot be hidden. Nor does anyone light a lamp and put it under a basket, but on the lampstand, and gives light to all who are in the house. Let your light shine before men in such a way that they may see your good works and glorify your Father who is in heaven." So when I was like, because I'm big on prayer,
Yeah.
that's something that just leads me. And when I started my business, that is one of the scriptures that came up. And so when I was formulating the name, like just trying to figure out what the name was going to be, I thought about around that time, it was like the glow up was like, like the big thing, like that
Yeah.
had just came into play. And I was like, okay, yeah, we talk about the glow up, but you have to rise up first. Like you have to take the
Yes.
first step. And,
Yes.
one of the things that, I know there's like like on Instagram, there's this saying, and it's like, what I can't remember exactly how it goes, but basically the glow up, you gotta do, like, you can't just, it doesn't just come out of nowhere.
It
You
takes
gotta put the
work.
work. Yes,
Yeah.
it is work.
Yeah.
And then entrepreneurship is very spiritual.
Yeah.
So when you put the two together, that to me is just it. I cannot do anything without my faith. Like
Yeah.
the first, that is like the Holy Spirit is my marketing strategist, and I'm like,
Yeah.
what is next? What do I do?
Yeah.
So faith and my business are like, they one can't be without the other.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And that's during my journey, it showed up for me in the form of self-love because I
Mm.
had to heal so much. And so as I'm healing, I'm learning to trust the gifts that God gave me because he
Mhm.
trusted me with these gifts, right?
Yes.
But then also as I'm like pulling layers back and loving on myself, then my I'm actually starting to listen to my intuition, and my intuition communicates with the Holy Spirit, and then I can move in the direction that I need to move in. But I didn't have that before. I needed to do that self-care and that self-love to get
Mhm.
there. But also I think people don't realize they miss that when you do have that trust in God and trust in yourself, because God is trusting you with these gifts, right?
Yes.
That you then have this certain level of confidence where you can walk in your business with your head held high and
Mhm.
move.
Yes. Yes.
So I think that sometimes that gets missed, I think it's because we're so used to corporate, you know what I mean?
Exactly.
They're, like,
Yes.
using different techniques and schemes and gimmicks to get people to to buy stuff, but small business is different from that.
Yeah. It really is. Yeah.
Yes. So, why is inner alignment so important for small business?
Well, you know what? It kind of touches on what something you just said, because that self love and that self care is so important. And when you don't have that, you're just all over the place. Like, um, I'll take for example, like my relationship with money has not been the greatest. Like I'm healing that part because I've always been kind of scared of success because I didn't really know. Yeah, like the money part of it just scared me. I grew up in like the scarcity mindset.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm
So
like right on the other side. I just exited out of that.
yes,
I'm right on the other
yes.
side.
Same
I'm right
here.
outside the gate, and I'm like, still looking back. I need to
Yes.
stop before I be like Lot's wife, okay?
I am right there with you because, yeah, it took a long time. And I actually had a self love coach. And my self love coach really helps me to like figure out what this was. Like, what am I so afraid of when it comes to money? And it just came back to some of it. Like I unpacked so much just behind money, behind my childhood, behind just all of these things. And so that's it, it let me know, like, if you don't heal that inner child, if you don't heal that inner, just whatever is circulating and, kind of lingering in the back of your mind, it's going to show up in your business.
It is.
So if you're not confident, because that was another thing, I wasn't really confident. I knew what I could offer. I have the expertise, I have the knowledge. But then when it came to actually putting it out there and actually, telling people like, hey, this is what I could do for you and your business, I would just get into this little shell. And I'm like, what are you doing? Like,
yeah.
So it is so important that you understand who you are, whose you are, and really understand, just the things that the blockages that are holding you back, and release that stuff, because it's gonna show up in ways that you wouldn't even imagine or think of.
Yeah, for sure. And that's one of the things that I've learned for sure on my journey too, because a lot of the things that I'm doing right now is I've been doing this stuff like modeling and like my model walk, dancing, all of that. I've been doing this since I was like a kid. Like I've had the skill, I just didn't have the confidence to push it forward. Same thing with like my oils and like even helping with small businesses. You know what I mean? I would do. I didn't believe in it so much so to the point where I was giving it away, having I'm business consulting for free, and then I'm like, well, I don't know how to put a price on it. No, yes, baby, you do. My mama's an entrepreneur. She taught me how to price things. Okay, like there's a way to put a price on it. Even like you said with the self-love coaching, that was something that I wanted to do. Married with business consulting, so depending upon where they are in their journey, that's going to let me know where we're starting with the consulting, right? But I'm like, I can't charge that much. Yes, you can. Like,
and people will pay for it.
Yes. And so I had to like really I had to go back and start peeling those layers back again and really standing in who I am and what I do. And that power. And I think that sometimes, again, like we go into things and we say we have the skill, and we do, but if we don't have that belief behind it, it's not going to go anywhere. And we just going to keep getting in our way, because that's what I was doing. I was getting in my own way, making excuses. Okay. Making excuses. And then, like you said, the scarcity mindset was getting in the way. But one of the things I learned last year is just God just kept providing for me when we would get down to the last of whatever. But then I realized I have everything I need. I may not have some of the things I want, but I have everything I need. And then I had to redefine my needs and wants, because sometimes the wants ain't even necessary. Like, and we're like, I need it. No, baby, that was a want. That's not a need. Let's clear that up. You know what I mean? And so I'm like, God is always providing for me, and money always finds me. And that has been true for me for the last 2 years. And so that is what's helped me like get out of that scarcity mindset. Cause I'm like, it's going to happen. Like, it may not happen when I want it to,
right?
But it's going to happen.
Hold on. I'm like, is the house about to settle? What's going on?
Turn it off.
Okay. Yeah. Turn it off.
Okay, you do that.
Yeah, just make sure we got a house over. I'm like, what's going on? Okay, let's just turn it off.
That's your test right there. No, just kidding.
Listen, like, can you live with it? No. Get away from them, mama. Get away. Yeah. Oh my gosh.
So you said you have a background in entertainment. What exactly?
So I was an artist. I guess I still am in a sense, but yeah, singer, songwriter, music producer. I've done a lot. And that's kind of why I'm like looking at myself like, girl, what are you doing? Like, I've been on stages in front of 10,000 people, thousands of people.
Yeah.
And even lives like this would make me tremble for my own business. Yeah. But so I was a singer songwriter. I really did it. I was signed for a minute, but the contract was so crappy, and I was so young. I didn't even really read over it, so it was crazy. But I worked with a lot of people. I did an internship for Tyrese Gibson, so that was cool.
Ooh.
I sang background for Johnny Gill and um, Eric Roberson. What else? Who else did I work with? I was on Candy's show. She had the Candy Factory. I was on that show singing about. So yeah, I did. I've done a lot in the industry, and I worked in the industry for a good 10, 11 years. Uh,
Wow. That's
yeah.
so awesome.
Yeah, and it was so fun, but it's just so much going on now that I'm just like, I'd rather focus on, more tangible
Yeah.
things, and just building legacy and building that generational wealth than to play the industry games.
Yes.
So
Yes.
yeah,
I can understand that completely.
yeah.
So how do you feel that has impacted the way you market, not just your business, but how you help other people market their business?
Definitely the creativity.
Mm,
Like that alone is just because I feel like sometimes when it comes to like marketing is a word that could be so intimidating to a
yeah,
small business owner,
yeah,
but essentially it's just being creative, thinking outside
yeah,
of the box. Like how can you get people to care about what you're offering, in a
yeah,
way that's not boring, in a way that's not making you kind of like get boxed in with everybody else that's doing what
mhm,
you're doing. And so being able to have like some of the things that I think about, or even that I just, because I can't even take the credit. I'm always praying, and I use ChatGPT sometimes too. We be besties, like I ain't
yes,
even gonna front,
back
but
and forth, okay? Team meeting,
for real, okay. Like we plus I'm a mom and a wife, so my brain sometimes to be clocking
okay?
out. I'm like, hold on now, but just the creativity. Like I just love being able to get a business and look at what they're trying to do, like look at their goals, and then just understand like what people need. You know what I
Yes,
mean? Connect the dots. Like that
yeah,
to me, like it's you know them little bubbles that come like when you buy something, like some glass or something, and it comes with them little
oh
bubbles.
yeah, uh-huh,
Yeah, that's what it feels like. When I get to connect the creative dots, it feels like I'm
yeah,
talking little bubbles. And it's just so fun to me.
yeah,
It makes me so happy. So
yeah. I feel the same way. It's for me because I'm a poet, so for me,
mm,
it's like when you start writing, because you write, right? So
mhm.
it's like when you start writing and you don't know where it's going. You just trust in
Yeah,
the process. You just doing what's on your heart. And so then you just writing, and then you read the whole thing, and it all just came together so
yes,
beautifully. Like
yes.
that's how it is for me. Like, and it's so cool because it's like it's finding a creative way to tell someone else's story. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? You know how you tell your story, but now you're telling
Mhm.
someone else's story in a creative way, and I think it's awesome. It
Yeah.
like you said, it is fun.
Yeah.
Yes, I love that. I love that so much. What do you feel like is the biggest mistake that small business make when it comes to marketing?
Not marketing their business,
Period.
yeah, because some
Yeah.
people just this is the thing that I've seen that a lot of business owners, I'm like, oh my God, okay. But just feeling like because they're good at something that people just know that they have a business.
Yep.
And it's like, or they'll say one time that they have a business and then that's it. And it's like,
Yep.
no, it's something that you have to tell over and over and over again. I remember I told one of my good friends, I mean, we've been rocking for years. I told them that I started a business. And then, like, later on when we talked, she didn't even know, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
she had so much going on that she didn't, it kind of just went,
Mm,
like
yeah.
it's not like she didn't care, but it's just she had a lot going on. And it just reminded me of like marketing. Like people create these businesses, create jingles. Why? Because they want it to be in
Yeah.
competitively.
Yeah.
And so I would say the biggest mistake I see is just not putting in the work to market your
Yeah.
business and really make sure that people understand your business, not just
Yes.
know that you have a business, but what do you offer? What are
Yeah.
you doing? What problem are you solving? Like how is
Yes.
this matter? So just not promoting their business is the biggest
Yes.
mistake. that I see.
Yes. I love that so much because I'm guilty of that, right? I I'll post and I'll post for a good whatever, and then I'm like, oh, I'm not getting any sales. I'm like, Deshae, you ain't posting like 3 days. Don't nobody know you sell oils. Don't nobody know you help businesses. They don't know. Like, you know how much stuff they have to juggle in their life. You think they're gonna remember that you help small businesses?
Exactly.
You know? So I always have to remind myself that. And then like you said, the jingles, I always think about how commercials play so regularly. So I'm like, it's okay to reshare it. Even if I don't make a new post, it's okay to post that same reel that I just posted talking about my business. Like,
Yes.
that's perfectly fine. That's commercials do it all the time.
Mhm.
it,
They don't
they
care.
exactly. Shoot. And then I always think about too how I don't know if you've seen that there's like this post and it was like, don't be afraid to post every day. Fashion Nova just text me 3 times today.
Listen, I can't even. I had to block them. I said, "Oh no, this is too much."
Because what?
It could be the end of the world. They're gonna send you a text like, "End of the world sales 70% off."
Yes.
Girl, goodbye.
Yes. They sent one text one time talking about some we'll pay your rent, something like that. And it was saying basically they wanted you to spend X amount of dollars and for you to win a chance to get your rent paid for.
They get on there sometimes, but yeah,
Like, come on now. You
yeah.
want me to give you my rent money, basically.
I can't take it. It's too much.
So, like you said, like just I think just even just pulling from that stuff, like
Mhm.
to that's creative and
Yeah,
it's working for them. That's why they keep doing it. You know what I
exactly,
mean?
exactly.
So I think like you said, finding what works for you. I
Mhm.
think my greatest issue right now is people identifying what problem I solve, right?
Mhm. Yes.
So this my hair is my newest brand deal, right? So basically I'm her brand ambassador and I create content for her once I get my hair done and I can get my hair done every 6 weeks, right? She wanted me because she's been following me so she knows how I market my business,
Mhm.
right? And every now and then I'll post, of course I post, you know, how I market for other businesses.
Yeah.
But when I met with her and she did my hair, she said, "What is a visual storyteller? What's a
Oh,
commercial branding agent?" I said,
yeah.
"Oh,
Oh.
I mean, I thought you knew." Like, you know, it's what I do.
Yeah.
You wanted me to do this for your business, so I thought you knew. So I'm
Yeah.
like, there's a disconnect somewhere.
Mhm.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean? My audience doesn't even know that what I'm doing is commercial branding and visual storytelling.
Yeah.
Um, so I agree 100%. Like those are very, very important for people to be able to identify, okay, what is the problem she actually gonna solve for me? Because
Like I like her, but what is she
you
doing?
know, like
Yeah.
she's a model. That's all I
Mhm,
know.
mhm. You know what? And that's why I'm kind of like working on my brand a little more too, because as although people know me as the business doula, it's like people ask me the same thing, like, what is a business? Like, what do you
Yeah,
do? Like, what is
yeah,
that? I'm like, oh, well, yeah, maybe I should kind of explain that a little
yeah,
bit more because yeah, I know what it is for sure. And I can get other people's businesses out there and show what they do, but what is so yeah, I'm right there with
yeah.
you.
Yeah, I'm gonna
Mhm.
do it. What I plan to do is, you know how they make those cute little definition, like how it looks like it's in the dictionary? I'm gonna make a post like that and I'm gonna share it regularly in my story.
Mhm, mhm.
Um, and I'll probably have a photo of me somewhere on there
Yeah,
because
girl, put
that's
it
my
on your
branding.
highlight. Put it on your highlight so it don't go nowhere, so people can see.
Yes.
Mhm.
So I'm gonna do something like that. And I'm gonna use the names that I use because
Yeah.
basically what I want my brand to do is be a business. So a commercial branding. I'm a commercial branding agent, right? Because I want to
Mhm.
be an agency. Eventually I'll hire people who will do this as well, right? So we do the marketing, we help you figure out how to not only are we going to take these photos, we're going to
Yeah.
figure out how you should use these photos so they can
Mhm.
actually benefit you. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yes.
But again, everyone's on their different journey, right? So some
Hmm.
people already have photos. They just need to know how to put them out there or how to use them in flyers or whatever.
Yeah.
Um, so it's a whole thing, but I'm right there with you. I really want to make sure people can understand like this is what we're doing for you.
Mhm. Yeah. Yeah.
This is
Because
what a
people.
commercial branding agency is. This is
Mhm.
what a visual storyteller does. And also throwing in the self-love advocate because that's also that's a big part of the business consulting for me.
Mhm. It is.
Is that
It
yeah, yeah. So, how do you help businesses deal with rejection and that fear of visibility
My
or
God.
the lack thereof?
Um, yeah, right. Well, I say, I always tell my clients and just my friends in general, just to always remember that why. Why did you start your business? Because that's going to keep you through low views,
Yep.
through, low sales, no sales, whatever. Just understanding what it is that you're doing. Why
Yeah.
did you do this? Why did you start this business? Who are you trying to help? Like, those are
Yes.
the things that you have to keep on the forefront. I mean, I don't know if you can see, but I got stuff written everywhere because
I
I
know.
need to remember. Like, I
I
need to.
usually hide this stuff
Yeah, me
on this talk show, but I couldn't hide it today. So here we are.
too. Well, look, you are not alone because there, yeah, I got notes everywhere because it's so important that I remember what I'm doing this for. What is the point of this all? Because
Yeah.
there was a time, and there is a time now because I'm starting kind of like starting over again,
Mhm.
where it just didn't. I'm like, what? I got lost. I'm like, what am I doing this for? I might as well just put this down and do something else. And then I'm like, no, you have you've built this company. You're doing this for small business owners. You love small business owners. You
Yeah.
love helping them put their business out there. Don't stop,
Yeah.
And so that's my biggest thing is always telling people to remember that why.
Mhm.
That's it.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I love that. I love that so much because that's what drives me. That's something I suggest to other people as well because it's such a powerful thing. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Especially when you connect it to your spirituality because my why is connected to me and my children, but it's also connected to the purpose that God put on my life. So it's like also on top of that, God is giving you a flock for you
Yes.
to, look over and guide. And
Mhm.
so who am I to be like, oh no, you know, nah,
Exactly.
I'm good. I'm gonna just be over here.
Yeah. Exactly. That's exactly it. Because these gifts, like, they're gifts, like our businesses are gifts and
Yes,
they're acts of service to, our what we were given. And
yes,
so, yeah, I feel that totally. Like, you cannot just put it under, push it to the side because there's people connected to your purpose. We hear that all the time, but it's so
yeah,
true. There are people connected to your purpose. And one of the greatest feelings is when someone reaches out to you and they say that you are answered prayer
yeah,
because it lets you know that you were obedient to your purpose.
yes,
Sometimes those are like those confirmations that you need to keep you
yes,
going. Like,
yes. Oh
seriously.
yeah, that and my why. I'd be like, no, because remember that one girl said. And I'm like, yeah, that one girl did say that.
Yep. Yes, exactly. Hmm.
I love that so much. So, what advice would you give an entrepreneur who knows that they're called, right? But they feel uncertain.
Mm. Um, I would say, first of all, stay prayerful.
Yeah.
And just do what you can to release the fear of it all because really that's what it is. It's the fear of success, the fear of failure, the fear of being laughed at, the fear of being
Mhm.
cringy, whatever people may think about you. But just get that fear out of your mind.
Mhm.
Whatever you have to do, it's a training thing that you have to do for your mind because it all starts here. It
Yeah.
all starts in your head and how you feel about yourself, how you feel about, your business and all of that. So Yeah, I just say, do what you can to tap in, to just, your faith, whatever you believe in, and just, and really, um, just take the time that you need. It's not a rush. It's not something
Yeah.
that you have to rush into. You don't take too much time, but you don't have to rush it. Just take the time that you need. Release that fear, and like I said, remember your why, and
Yeah.
understand that this is bigger. It's bigger than that. It's kingdom business. Really, it is.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know, so
Yeah.
just understand that it is kingdom business, and so we have the power of God within us.
Mhm.
So we are built to do amazing things, and that fear can be so just what is the word I'm looking for? It can be so crippling.
Crippling. Yeah.
It can be so crippling, and
Yeah.
so just let that fear go.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah. I agree 100%. I feel like for me, the I had to ask myself, why am I afraid of success? Right.
it.
And
Hmm.
I was watching this guy on TikTok, and he said, you don't fear success, you fear what's on the other side of success. Those relationships that you might have to let go, right?
Yeah.
Um, how you may be looked at now that you have more money than you had before, or
Hmm.
you know what I mean? Stuff like that, the changes that might happen, right? For example, if you get government assistance, now you're going to have to pay for some of this stuff. You know what I mean? Stuff like that. It's like you fear those shifts that are going to happen when you're successful. Whereas right now you're comfortable with where you're at. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
Um, and I had to really reflect on that. Like,
Yeah.
what's going to change? And then also, if I lose people, did I really lose? You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Because the more successful I am, I feel like the more successful I am, the more I return to myself, right? So the more I'm being more authentic and more true to myself. So if I lose someone when I gain success, did I really lose?
No, ma'am. No, ma'am.
Yeah. So I feel like doing what you said means having an honest conversation with yourself and God, with whoever your higher power is, just having that honest conversation with yourself and them. And like you said, letting it go. But after you have that conversation, you're more aware, so you're less likely to keep doing it. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? It's like if you know the stove is hot, you're not gonna keep putting your hand on it.
exactly. Exactly. You know better. You know better.
You
Yeah.
know better, so you move better.
Hmm.
And then I also feel like there's something inside of us. There's a fire inside of us that's not gonna let us just sit. You know what I
Mm-mm.
mean?
Yeah.
I remember being like sometimes when we get hard, I remember being like, oh, I wish I didn't have these dreams. I wish I could just be one of those people who'd be okay with just being a stay-at-home mom. And then there was a big part of me, I was like, girl, no, you don't. No, you don't.
Oh
Um,
God.
it's no, it's uncomfortable there because that's not where
Yeah.
I'm supposed to be.
Yeah. Exactly. And you know what? For me, like every time I do kind of get in that complacent mode, it's like I'll see something and it just revs it back up. I'm like, oh no, there
Yes,
we go. Just like a little fire
yes,
night. So yeah, it's there. It just is when you're meant to do something, and you're meant to do something, it's never gonna leave your mind.
yeah,
As much as you may try to like do other stuff and forget about it and hide and do all stuff,
yes,
it's just right there. And it just
yes,
always there's always something that just clicks. I'm like, okay, that's what okay, cool. And it
yes,
comes on back.
yes.
So
And you know the beautiful thing about that is the timing aligns on its own.
oh
But
yeah.
because for me, everything that I'm doing right now was a childhood dream. Then childhood trauma got in
Yes.
the way. So then I ran to relationships. So my whole adult life, I was in two long relationships.
Hmm.
At the end of the last long relationship, I
Yeah.
found myself and I'm like, you are
Mhm.
more than a wife, you're more than a mom. And
Yeah.
then as I found myself and I began to heal, then I got reacquainted with being wanting to be a therapist, wanting to be a model, wanting to help small businesses and figuring out how that all will work together.
Hmm.
Um, and the vision just became more and more clear to me, more and more clear to me. And so it's just now it's happening. It's a living, breathing thing that I'm moving in. So it's now it's like why would we stop? There's no reason to stop.
Yeah.
But like you said, it was always there. You know what I mean? It may have been dormant for a little while.
Mhm.
Um, but again, that was all shaping me to be able to help businesses because of the different things that I went through and I learned from, you
Yes.
know.
Yes.
So it's a powerful thing that those dreams, those gifts that are within us, they're still there. You just have to, rise to glow.
Okay. Yes. Yes.
You just gotta rise to glow, okay?
Yeah. Rise to glow, baby. That's right. Yeah, baby.
Oh
Hmm.
my goodness. So I love that. I love that so much. So we did talk a little bit about you're in the middle of doing a little bit of branding, but other than that, what is next for you?
Oh man. So I actually have another business that I'm working on. And it's so funny that you talk about timing because when I got the idea for this business, it was like it's just so what I'm doing marketing is gonna help me to market that business.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna
Yes.
really be able to do it the way that it's supposed to be done. And
Yes.
because when I was an artist, I loved the artistry of creating, like going into the studio and stuff like that. But when it came
Mhm.
to marketing, I was kind of like how I said the biggest mistake, I would just put out, say for instance, if I had a show, I'd put the flyer up one time and then be
Yeah.
mad nobody showed up.
Yeah.
Girl, like who saw that? Like so now I have this marketing under my belt, you know what I mean? So it's gonna help me to push this new business. And basically it's gonna be a laundromat, but it's gonna be like a new format.
Yeah.
I'm really excited about it, but I'm still going to build Rise to Glow while I'm doing it. And the
Yes.
goal is to become a 7-figure marketing agency.
Yes.
That's
I
the
love it because they go hand in hand. That's what I
goal.
think about with my business. So
Yes.
your marketing for the laundromat is proof that your marketing strategy works. So
It
then
is.
now you're like, oh, well, what proof? Where's your portfolio? This laundromat right here.
Look what I did.
This is
Yeah.
laundromat right here.
Yeah, exactly. Yep.
I love that.
So,
That's how I'm doing mines with my oil brand. So
mhm.
if you ever go to the Shay Shay Butter Instagram,
Yeah.
it's like, ooh, like that's like my prized possession right there. That and my website. I'm like, yes, marketing was
Yes.
on point.
Yes. I know that's right. I'm gonna
Those
have
are
to
my
check
babies.
it out. Yeah. Yes.
But I love that so much, and it's beautiful, and I know that it's all going to come together and work out so perfectly. So I'm super excited for you.
Thank you. Yes.
Yes. So before we dive into our affirmations, I do want to let the audience know um, that we have a couple of other shows on this network. Um, I changed the name to Carter Love Network because we will be doing more shows and more um, types of things here. There's just so much creativity, and I don't want to box us in. So we have the Monday night episodes, which are interview styled. I usually bring on people who inspire me, people who I feel like we can all learn from here, and we do interviews. Those Monday night at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Friday nights are after hours. We have a drink or we eat some food or whatever. We kick back and it's panel style. There's usually about four of us and we talk about a topic that's interesting. And then we also engage with the comment section. So that's Friday night. That's Carter Love Talk Show after hours. And then I just started a mini vlog series. It's going to be a short series on my car journey because I just got my first car and I'm navigating driving. I've never had my own car. I've never really driven much. I know how to drive, but I was like, I wasn't taught the traditional way, right? So navigating that, I'm sharing like my fears and what I've overcome and the lessons that I'm learning in that process. Just hopefully it inspires some other people to face their fears and see where they're getting in their own way. Because with me not having a car, I've gotten in my way so much. And no more. So here we are.
Love
So
it.
that's a little bit more what we have here on the Carter Love Network. Hopefully, like by summertime, we are going to expand from just being on YouTube and extend ourselves to at least Twitch and Facebook. I definitely want to do Instagram and TikTok as well, but we have to play with that idea. But be on the lookout. All right. So now we're going to dive into those affirmations or a quote. You want to share a quote or affirmation that gets you through.
You know what? Yes, one of my favorite quotes is the African proverb, and it's if you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together. And
Ooh, I love that.
yeah, I love that. I love it, and I live by it.
I love that so much. You know, my cousin told me, you know how we were talking about it takes a village, right? She goes, that doesn't end when you grow up.
No.
You still need a village. And she's told me, she said, maybe you felt like you didn't need one because you didn't really have one when you were a child, but you still need one.
Yep.
And so I love that go together. I love
Yeah.
that. That's what that reminded me of.
Yeah.
That's powerful. I like that a lot. I
Yeah.
like that a lot. All right, my loves, make sure that you like, subscribe, and hit that little bell so you can be notified every time we post a video. As always, remember that you are worthy, 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 worthy always. You are worthy of the call that was been placed on your life. You're worthy of walking in it. You're worthy of guiding the flock that is before you. You are worthy of exiting out of that survival mindset, exiting out of that, what is it, scarcity mindset. You are worthy of exiting out of any of those mindsets that are keeping you from where you are supposed to be because it's a call. You're supposed to be there, baby. You
Yeah.
are so, 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 so worthy. You are worthy of having the courage to be disliked, to be misunderstood. You're worthy of exiting those boxes that people keep putting you in. Yes, you are worthy of that. You are worthy of shouting from the rooftops that your business is amazing and you solve problems every day, okay? And most importantly, you're worthy of unconditional self care and unconditional self love. Until next time, my loves. Bye bye.
Bye.